What is up, you guys? It is your girl KAYSIE. I am back with another video and I'm super excited to be back as always. To CC your manager and CC their manager and CC everybody else that's on the team that needs to know that this style number wasn't created or this delivery window wasn't opened and just a whole bunch of stuff, or this tech pack didn't go out at the exact time, because sometimes you don't meet deadlines and that's okay as long as you communicate with people. You don't want to get in trouble and not meet a deadline and then not communicate it, because then later on you'll be hearing it from your boss and they'll be on your back like, oh, what happened? Why didn't you open this window? Why didn't you create that tech pack? Why didn't you ship it out? And you know, production will be calling you, technical design will be calling you, everybody be like, oh, I updated my part, why didn't you update your part? You know, so it's just a lot that goes into working in fashion, and that's why I no longer work in fashion, because it was just too much going on for me. And I absolutely still love fashion. Like, if I can go back into working into it, I would do it definitely, but I live in Atlanta, and even when I was in New York, I quit because I was like, I just can't see myself doing this for the rest of my life for the next 25, 50 years and then retire, and just no. I could not do it. But I do love fashion. I'm just going a different way about doing things. I always wanted my own business, and so I'm just taking my own smarts from what I learned in different companies and just applying it to my own companies. I basically, like I said, made a product come to life. Also, I was a product designer. I created tech packs myself. So I created the social security number, basically. So I also did illustrations and design, retweaked some designs that was already designed, and I kind of updated it, put like new images on there, scaled it larger, scaled it smaller, put the colors in the shirt. So let's say if it's like a collar shirt and they wanted it blue with a yellow pony or a red pony or whatever pony, I would just make that visually laid out for the designer, and I get that confirmed with the designer of that department, and he'll confirm it, and then I'll confirm it on my end, and then I'll create the tech pack and I'll communicate that with the factories as well. And if you don't know what factory this tech pack goes to, every company will give you a list of factories that you should ship these tech packs to, because at first I was like, who, what, when, where, I don't know. You need to learn everybody's name, you need to learn everybody's position, and you need to know exactly what they do, so that way you know what questions to ask. Because when I first started working in fashion corporate, I was like, who, what, when, where, and like a lot of people don't really know what everybody's position is. Everybody's position is completely different. It don't even matter if we work on the same team or not. Like, if I'm a merchandiser and you're a production, and you're a production artist, or you in production, or you in whatever department, and you asking me questions, I'm like, you know, I don't really know, but I know I do work with you, but I don't know exactly what you do. You know what I'm saying? So you just kind of have to take notes as you go. And each company have like notebooks, notepads, and things like that. This is from Tory Burch. So this is like just notes that I've taken when I was there. And it's the same thing when I was at Ralph Lauren or whatever. You just want to take as much notes as possible in every meeting. Especially in the beginning stages. Like, it really takes you like a good 3 to 6 months to really learn about your job when you're there, because it's so much going on. And like I said, you receive so many emails all the time, and like when you miss like a week, when you miss one day and you come back and you be like, bruh, what? I missed so much in a day. How? Everything changed overnight. And you be like, what happened? Like, yesterday we just had a meeting about this tech pack or about this product. The measurements was this and we shipped it out to this, and now everything, it got canceled, or they added something new to it, and then now you got to create all these new style numbers, and something happened. And like, we only human at the end of the day too, so a lot of people make mistakes. So it's just also more so about communicating with everybody, like I said. So you need to have the basic knowledge about Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Excel. We use a lot of Excel, especially in fashion corporate. Excel, spreadsheet all freaking day. You need to know about like crunching numbers. Sometimes it just depends, especially if you're a buyer. Like, I don't deal with that stuff. Y'all deal with all them numbers, and I be like, as a merchandiser, I put in like MSRPs or like the price, but I pretty much got that from the buyers. So they pretty much sent me everything, and I just copied and pasted. And if anything got wrong, it was the buyer fault. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey, y'all mess with them numbers and create them prices and all that stuff, you just copy and paste it to me, and I just copy and paste it and put it in the merchandise planner. And if you messed up, that's on you. But sometimes I messed up too, and I messed up a lot. Like, I remember going home crying like my first month working in fashion corporate, and I was like, oh my god, like I think I'm gonna get fired because I'm so behind on work and I'm so behind on this and so behind on that. I just feel like working in fashion corporate taught me a lot about life in general. So I had to learn about time management, organizing, communication, planning, and like also prioritizing my workload, because I used to be so overworked and like working all these hours and stressed out. Living in New York by itself is stressful in itself. So like just imagine fighting to go to work every day, foot traffic, not even regular traffic. If you're driving, that's a whole different beast. But fighting foot traffic, train traffic, trying to get to work, hustling to get there, and then you get there, you got like 1,000 emails, your boss is on your back, and oh, did you check this? Oh, we got this meeting at this, we got this meeting at that. Did you put this on your calendar now? And I'm like, So that's another reason why I quit, cause boom, I was not gonna have gray hairs by 30 years old, and I was like, I cannot do this. I can't do this. Like I love fashion, but fashion corporate stuff is just not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I cannot see myself just sitting at a desk in a box for the rest of my life. I can't do it. Sorry, I just can't do it. Yes, you travel, depending on the job that you have. You do travel back and forth to different meetings sometimes, or I never traveled across the world anywhere, but I'm sure you do get to travel across the world, just depending on your job. You have to really love it. You have to be dedicated to it, put all your time and energy, because working in fashion, like, it takes a lot. It's a lot of work for a little bit of money, too. I'm not gonna lie. But depending on the position, everybody's different, so I'm just speaking from my experience. It's not that much money. Depending on each position, some people have assistants. You go from assistant to regular position to senior to manager, VP, whatever, you know, different departments and different positions. So you have to love it. Like, you have to put a lot of time and a lot of energy into it. And like I said, I love fashion, but I just could not continue to do that lifestyle. I thought about every position, like merchandising, design, product development, product design, production. Boom. I don't want to do none of those, okay? Like, if you guys know how hard it is to create one product, just imagine trying to manage 300 products, 3,000 products, get all of this stuff done just to get one product done and sent to the store. It takes a lot. So I commend everybody that works in fashion corporate, because honey, the hours, the workload, the stress load, the work-life balance, it's just not. But I even stay at work late. Like, the latest I left the office one time was like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I had to be back at the office at 9 o'clock in the morning. Boo. Where they do that at? Especially if it's like a major product or major presentation that we have to do like the next day. We want to make sure our presentation is like done and everything is done for that meeting or that presentation. You just want to make sure everything was done. And like I said, I was doing 2 positions at one job, and I was just like, this is just too stressful. Like, I just can't do it. Like I said, I commend everybody that actually do it, but that's all like the downsides about working in fashion. But obviously, like I said, there is major good sides about working in fashion. Like, you get free product, like, boom. This is a book. But I mean, there's some extra pages or whatever, but I did get to get this free product at Tory Burch or whatever. I didn't really get anything else there because I didn't stay there. I think I was there for like maybe a month and a half or whatever, so it wasn't that long. At Oscar, I used to intern at Oscar, so I actually got 2 pairs of earrings for free, but I gave my grandmother 1 pair because obviously I was living with her when I was in New York. We used to go to sample sales all the time, and that's another thing about working in fashion corporate, like sample sales. Oh my God. And you might be thinking, what the heck is sample sales? So, like I said, in production and merchandising and design, all of that stuff, before you even mass produce a product, you want to get a sample in. So if you get a sample in there, you know how it looks. You let the model try it on, you let them take pictures and, you know, adjust whatever you need to adjust depending on what it is. If it's jewelry, if it's handbags, or if it's a shirt, a dress, or whatever. Like, you do all the adjustments and stuff like that. That's what all the meetings is for. We all here to make sure the product looks good and it fits good for the consumer. So before we ship it out and mass produce it, we get samples in. So you get the sample, and like I said, once everything is good, it's like cool. And they pretty much like archive it in like a closet or whatever. I know at Oscar, oh my god, Oscar is so beautiful. If you guys ever go to Oscar de la Renta corporate office, it is so beautiful. That was the only office that really everybody walking around in like ball gowns. Like, what? I have on a little cute skirt or whatever, so everybody's walking around like this with heels on and glamored out jewelry and just typing on their desk, and you know, Oscar de la Renta pens, Oscar de la Renta notepads, and just Oscar this and Oscar that, and big old ball gowns, and whew, and you go into their closet, their dress closet, their production closet or whatever, where they store all of their like sample dresses and dresses that they use for different stuff. It's nothing but like ball gowns in there, and you're like, oh my god, the shoes, the jewelry, the dresses, the handbags. It's so exciting to be there. But like I said, when they have sample sales, they pretty much get rid of everything that they're not using anymore. So like if we created a product like however many months ago or years ago, we dropped it or something like that. So they say it's like 7 products, and then they only go with 5 products and they drop 2 of them. They might put those 2 that they drop in the sample sale, or something that they just getting rid of, because most people, you know, clean out their little closet or whatever that they have of samples, and we put it in the sample cell. So this is a Ralph Lauren handbag, and I had it for a couple of years, but I think this is from Lauren, the line Lauren. Yeah. I don't think Lauren is that expensive. I think it's more affordable, because you got Ralph Lauren, you got Lauren, then they had Purple Label at one point, but I think they dropped that. I don't know. They had this bag in the sample cell, and it was only like $30.